What up, Space Fam? Goes in here for AnimeUproar, and today we're going to be looking at the latest exciting developments in Demon Slayer. If you enjoy Demon Slayer content on this channel and want to see more, make sure to smash that like button to let me know. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you actually get notified when new Demon Slayer videos come out. If that ain't enough Demon Slayer content, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar for more, including crucial updates. There will be manga spoilers in this video, you've been warned. Now without further ado, let's jump into it. The last video I made about chapter 174 did amazing, so I just want to thank you for the awesome feedback on that one. In this video, we're going to be talking about chapter 175, where we got the conclusion of one of the most exciting battles yet in Demon Slayer. As you guys will remember, it was only around the last chapter where the Pillars and Renya began to turn the tables of the fight. The fight has been going on for many chapters, and Demon Moon 1 Kokushibo was absolutely flexing on everyone throughout most of the match. However, recently, Gyomei, the Rock Pillar, got a hit on Kokushibo's right arm, taking it off completely. This led to a chain of important events. Muichiro stabbed Kokushibo with his sword, and Genya shot him with his flesh bullets. The bullets entered Kokushibo's body, and tree roots began growing from his body and trapping him. Now trapped, he had 3 of the strongest pillars attacking him at once. He had a light flashing before his eyes experience. His life felt threatened to the core and his body froze up. This was something he hadn't felt since his little brother, the Breath of the Sun user, almost killed him 400 years ago. Before his brother Yoriichi could finish him off, he died standing up of old age, just like fellow epic old guy Whitebeard from One Piece. And just like Whitebeard, Yoriichi will go down as one of the most epic old guys in anime history. But anyways, that brings us to the current chapter. Kokushibo knows that if his little brother had taken just one more breath, he would have ended his life in a split second. Yoriichi overpowered him by that much. He could have sliced his head off in just one breath. I told you guys last time that I found it strange that Yoriichi did slice Kokushibo's neck once, but somehow he didn't kill him. Combine this with the fact that Yoriichi cried before fighting his brother, and to me, it seems like Yoriichi couldn't bring himself to kill his brother, even though he did become a demon. Knowing his level of skill, Yoriichi could have cut off Kokushibo's head the first time, but he didn't. However, Kokushibo thinks he only survived because Yoriichi happened to die one breath before he was gonna kill him. Instead of Kokushibo being like, hey, this is awesome, I'm alive even though he could have killed me, Kokushibo actually feels disgraced. So I think we can safely say this Demon Moon is a glass half empty kind of guy. All this time, he's been living with the shame of only surviving because of luck. He believes that because of the way things ended with his brother, there's no longer a chance for an honorable death for him. Props go to Yoriichi for being so overpowered that he can completely traumatize an opponent for life by simply showing them the difference between their skill levels. Kokushibo, as I expected, confirmed that Yoriichi was the strongest Demon Slayer in history. After his little brother passed away, Kokushibo had chosen to keep winning even if it meant, quote unquote, that hideous form. So we go back to the present. Muichiro is stabbing Kokushibo, Gyomei and Sanemi are about to reach him, and Kokushibo roars. He launches crescent-shaped attacks in all directions. This attack not only frees him from the tree roots, but also sends the pillars flying backwards. Sanemi and Gyomei do a pretty good job of dodging, but Genya and Muichiro seem to take significant hits. Genya, being a demon, can just regenerate probably, but I hate seeing Muichiro take so much damage. Muichiro is one of my favorite pillars. He is only 14, yet he's so skilled. To put this in perspective, Sanemi is 21 and Gyomei is 27. Muichiro can already access the see-through world. He was able to flex on Upper Moon 5 and he managed to stab Kokushibo's body. However, he previously lost an arm and a leg, and now he received a deep cut through the middle of his body. Unlike Genya, he can't just regenerate, and he even talks about dying in this chapter, which really worries me. Perhaps he's just too OP at too young an age, and the mangaka thought that he had to be nerfed somehow. But no matter what, I really don't want him to die. Kokushibo reveals what appears to be that hideous form he referred to earlier. In this form, he has sword blades, like the one he wields, coming out all over his body. He's like a samurai porcupine hybrid at this point. The fact that he has used this form shows that the Pillars and Genya together were strong enough to force him to use every trick he has. He's no longer that calm Kokushibo who felt like he could handle them all with one normal blade. even though he enters his sword porcupine form. Muichiro, being the boss that he is, still stubbornly manages to keep his sword lodged into Kokushibo's body, despite the fact that his lower body appears to be completely cut off. It appears that in this form, Kokushibo can launch attacks without swinging his sword. Thus, it seems like the tables have quickly turned back. Kokushibo seems to have the upper hand again. Muichiro, with one arm and only his upper body, decides that he'll protect everyone. He doesn't want to let Gyomei and Sanemi die because they are needed in the final fight against Muzan. Muichiro has to protect them. He knows he has to do something before he dies, and through sheer willpower and some anime magic, he finds a way. His blade, the one that's still inside Demon Moon 1, starts turning red, the same color that Yorichi's blade was. Even though he shouldn't even be alive after all the damage he's taken, Muichiro is such a boss that he stuck it out long enough for a miracle to take place. The red blade causes Kokushibo's body to stiffen and it makes his insides feel like they're on fire. Since Yorichi, the Breath of the Sun user, had a red blade, it seems like the red blade may be associated with the sun or sun powers. As we know, the sun is super effective against demons and most will die if they are exposed to it, except for Nezuko, the chosen one. It's kind of like a vampire thing where the sun will pretty much cause them to be burned alive. The fact that the red blade has such a powerful effect on Kokushibo, the Demon Moon, and makes his insides feel like they're on fire, leads me to believe that in some way the Breath of the Sun, the original breath, is manifesting inside Muichiro's blade. The red blade initially stops Kokushibo in his tracks. It seems to partially paralyze him so he can't properly respond to the pillar attacks. Both Sanemi and Gyomei are close by with their weapons, while half of Genya's body is lying on the floor and watching what's going on. Kokushibo is so focused on the strong pillars in front of him that he's forgotten about Genya again. Genya still has his flesh bullets inside Kokushibo's body. Then he uses his demon arts and more tree roots begin to grow out of Kokushibo's body. If Muichiro's red blade slowed Kokushibo down before, Genya's tree roots further root him in place. Kokushibo notices what's happening and he plans to kill Genya so that he can put an end to these annoying roots once and for all, but his attack won't come out. Props to Genya for again successfully distracting Kokushibo. While Kokushibo is distracted by Genya, Gyomei takes advantage of this opening and brings his iron spiked ball straight down on Kokushibo's neck. So right now we have Muichiro's red blade slowing Kokushibo down, we have Genya's roots slowing him down even more, and we have Gyomei, the strongest pillar, bringing his heavy weapon down on the demon's head. Yet Kokushibo's neck is still too tough. Gyomei decides to bring the axe end of his chain up so that he can apply pressure on both sides of Kokushibo's neck and hopefully get his head to come off. However, Kokushibo blocks Gyomei's axe with his sword. Kokushibo points out that Genya's tree roots are growing by drinking his demon blood, and they're keeping his techniques from coming out. Props to Genya, who was way more useful in this battle than I expected him to be. He took full advantage of being underestimated and unleashed one of the most effective techniques we've seen on a demon so far. Not only does it help trap the demon in question, it also seems to seal their power. On the other hand, Kokushibo notes that Muichiro's red-tinged sword is causing pain and making his body extremely stiff. The red blade makes him think of Yorichi because, as I mentioned before, Yorichi also had a red blade. That's when we get into yet another flashback. In the past, Kokushibo asked his brother Yorichi when they were younger about a successor. He asked Yorichi who he had planned to replace him after he was dead. Kokushibo was arrogant. He said, "Nobody can compare to us. Trying to pass on our breath arts is hopeless. The techniques that we have mastered will just be lost." End quote. Ironically, despite the fact that he's much more gifted than Kokushibo, Yorichi is also more humble. Yorichi says that neither of them are as great as Kokushibo is making them seem. He puts things in perspective. He says, and I quote, "We are but a line in the long, long book of human history. Even as we speak, the voices of those who will surpass us cry out for the first time. They will find a way to the same place again. No matter when the curtain closes on our lives, we can rest easy. What is there to worry about? It's an exhilarating feeling, right, brother?" End quote. As he's saying this, Yorichi has a gentle smile on his face. He is a great example of a stoic. He is at peace. He knows how to put things in perspective. He knows that death is nothing to fear and that life will go on even after he passes away. There's nothing to worry about. He's also wearing the earrings that have become so familiar to us by this point. Then we jump back to the present and Sanemi is rushing at Kokushibo. He smashes his blade into Gyomei's spiked ball. The weapons begin to turn red like Muichiro's blade, and they finally break through Kokushibo's tough neck. All the while superimposed onto these events are Yorichi's words, where he's saying, and I quote, that someday children will be born into this world and they will surpass us to go on to new heights, on towards the summit, end quote. On the last page, we see that Kokushibo's head has finally come off. Now, I wouldn't say that any of these guys have surpassed Kokushibo's level, let alone Yorichi's level yet, at least individually. What is very satisfying about this fight, if this is in fact the end of it, is that everyone played a crucial role and combined, they were able to surpass Kokushibo. Muichiro stiffened his movements with his red blade. Genya took away his techniques with his flesh bullets. Gyomei brought his powerful iron ball down on his head, and Sanemi brought his blade down on the iron ball, giving it enough power to take off the demon's head. After being built up so much, some people might want to complain about Kokushibo being beaten, but I think the mangaka did it in a good way. This battle has actually been going on for many chapters, so it's not like Kokushibo was easily beaten. Plus, 3 of the strongest pillars and Genya with his extremely useful flesh bullets were all 100% necessary for the final victory. This seems to be the end of this fight, and if it is, I am satisfied with the way it wrapped up. You can't say that Kokushibo didn't put up a good fight. Nevertheless, I will allow for the possibility that it might not be over yet. Just because Upper Moon 3, Akaza could regrow his head, so why not Upper Moon 1, who is supposed to be much more powerful. Albeit the fact that he has a red-tinged blade and flesh bullets inside him may counteract the possibility of head regeneration. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is it all over for this legendary Breath of the Moon user? A lot of you were saying in the last video that you thought Tanjiro would show up to fight Kokushibo, but we were previously told by Kiriya Ubuyashiki that Tanjiro needs to head over to Muzan and that the 3 pillars and Genya would succeed in defeating Kokushibo. It seems at this point that he was right and that we won't get to see Tanjiro fight Kokushibo. But that's fine since the battle against Muzan is sure to be even more epic. We'll see what happens from here on out, but it really seems like this could be the endgame. Upper Moons who lived for centuries are dropping like flies, even the strongest ones, and the story is clearly leading up to a showdown with Muzan, the main antagonist of the series since the beginning of the show. Obviously, the mangaka may figure out a way to prolong the story just like Black Clover did after the devil was defeated, but if the mangaka wanted to, it definitely seems like the story could end soon. I hope not though, this is one of my favorite series right now, and I would hate to see it end. Anyways, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to smash that like button to let me know. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you actually get notified when new Demon Slayer videos come out. For even more Demon Slayer updates and content, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar. A big thank you goes out to our patrons over on Patreon who help make videos like this one possible. I especially want to thank our Pro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, King Zeldris, Angel Cruz, Steelers, Poet Pablo, and Atropos Wraith. And are the 1-tier patrons, the ones who stand atop all clans, Steven Ingrata, Alola Notem, Matty Mac 239, and Makoto-kun. If you enjoy our work, you can support more of it by going over to patreon.com/AnimeUproar and becoming a patron today for as little as $1. If you do so, you'll get your name featured in future videos alongside these pillars right here, and you'll even get access to our private patron-only Discord. So check out patreon.com/AnimeUproar, link in the description if you're interested. You can also now join the YouTube channel and support more content that way if you prefer. You'll still get the same awesome rewards no matter where you decide to support us. Anyways, thanks so much for everything, and until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.